Okay, welcome back, everybody. Hope you are well rested and ready to get into it. So I'm looking through. Let me look through this real quick. I'm looking through the top hat to decide if I want to show you anything on it. I know that doesn't really help. Um, give me like 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes. So yeah, I don't really see. Yeah, I mean, we can kind of go over this stuff, but well, that's the models. Okay. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make this stuff available again, just like we did with the last thing, so that you can start like, working through Top Hat if it helps. And then um, we can we'll do microscopy of the vessels later, and then we can I'll show you some other stuff, some better stuff. Top Hat's great. Love Top Hat. Um, so let's start with uh, why is this not okay? I don't want to do that. Jeez. Finish. Oh, hang on. Sorry. One sec. Sorry. I'm not ready for class. Bobby. Yeah. Go to that. I was trying to show you guys a complete anatomy, but I have to verify my email, so. Can you see this? Great. Okay. So this is complete anatomy. So I like this system. Has anybody used complete anatomy? Throw in the chat. Tell me if you used it before. If you downloaded the app or pay for it. Yeah, use the app. Okay. So I don't need settings. All right. So Complete Anatomy is a modeling app, basically. So you start off with like a person, and you can like go back to home, and you can add like different layers, right? So if I want to add a layer of connective tissue, I can like add it back. I can pull it all off. Okay. So I'm gonna do arterial first. Okay. And I'm gonna take bones out. All right. Look at that. That's cool stuff. Okay. So I lied. I downloaded the app yet. So this is a heart, right? So this heart is beating, looks like that. Okay. And then from the heart, and you can zoom in like way in, which is really cool. And I like that a lot. Okay. So I like how they make it shiny and stuff too, so you can like see what it actually looks like, which is really cool. So the heart from the aorta, you have your BCS, so brachiocephalic, uh, um, common carotid, and subclavian, left subclavian, right? Okay, so let's go from there. All right, so we're gonna branch up, and we've got our externals, right? And you can also put labels. Yeah. Oh, I gotta make my own labels? Oh, that's stupid. Hang on. Yeah. Tools. There. Store. No, I want store. Oh, but you can, yeah, it also does this too. We can't see if you're meaning to share your screen. Oh, I am meaning to share my screen, and I'm so sorry for that. Okay. So you can, they have like different, like libraries too. So I can do like arterial. So it's an atlas basically. So if I just want to look at like arterial supply to one area, it'll show you that. Okay. So like start with this. Okay. Okay. So like from here, you can see like the subclavian, and it'll show you like the blood supply, and then like your carotid, your carotid jumps up here. You can see where it supplies. This is your external carotid because you've got like your facial vein and your lingual, and like all of this stuff too. So it's really cool. You can play around it, and then it'll also like you can highlight stuff too. So like I just click external carotid. So it'll tell you like, oh, this is external carotid, right? And like here's your branches and all that stuff. So it's a really cool like model and you can move it around, which is so helpful. So it's a really cool modeling system that you can use. And that'll help you like trace blood, right? So if you want to go like up into the head and then back down, like that's cool. So I'm gonna pull this off. And this. Oh, I'm gonna start over. Okay. Alright. So let's go layer one off. Off. Alright, so we're just looking at veins now, right? Which is cool. I'm gonna turn the arteries on now. Alright, so you can kind of like pull that stuff back. Let's take the lungs out. And let's take the digestive system out. Okay. So heart. Alright, so it's beaten, it's beaten. We've got the aorta. You can see the pulmonary trunks right here. And then you can follow that along to here, right? You can see these branches that are cut off right here. All you have to do is add, I can add those in, right? So you can see all those branches right here, which is cool. All right. So for the purposes of lab and like learning all of this, there's a lot, okay? And I know there's a lot. So if there's anything that you guys are like, let's talk about circulation of the face or something like that. Like that, that's not a good example because we wouldn't talk about that. But like external carotids and all that. So like just keep in mind like we the lab portion, like I don't have like a lecture for you guys. It's just so that you can like work through Top Hat, so you can work through like learning the anatomy stuff, and then come back through and be like, oh, I had a question on this. Like, what makes it this, not this, right? One thing about that I was going to show y'all is this right here. Where is the models? Okay. So if you go to, pull this over so you can see. If you go to lab images and models, okay, we're on week 3 right now. So there's going to be major arteries and veins, right? So I would recommend digging through these. These are the models from Top Hat. So like some of these are images, right? So you can see like what they are. And then what Dr. K has done is she's created like testable stuff. So like you can like here's some arteries, but you can also like you can like cover this up and like just kind of test yourself too and be like, what are the arrows pointing to? And then she's got another PowerPoint that has like arrows that are unlabeled, and then the next slide is like labeled. Okay, so yeah. So external carotid. So for the carotid, for the circulation of the head, just think of like everything outside of the skull is external carotid. Everything inside the brain cavity is internal carotid. So that's kind of the easy way to remember it. Facial, all that. So yeah, but I'm not gonna go through these like line by line unless you guys specifically are like, I need you to go through them line by like I need you to trace the pathways for me because I can't figure it out myself. I'm here for that. So yeah, so that exists. And then the other thing I'm going to show you is these Blue Link anatomy pictures. So these UMISH cadaver pictures are really helpful. The cool thing about these is they're not all colored. So you kind of have to use your like context clues to figure out where you're living, right? So if you look at this and say you just kind of cover up those labels, right? If you look at this and you can look at this and be like, okay, well that's like some sort of vein, right? Like what is it? Well, let's look over here. This is the thyroid cartilage right here, right? And this is all of the muscles around the thyroid. You can kind of figure out where you're at based off of like that. So if this is a vein, you're in the neck, right? And this is your not your esophagus, your trachea, right? If this is your trachea, you can see like this is going to be the vein next to it. So what is that vein? That's the internal jugular vein, right? And then to the left is going to be your carotid artery. So right here is your carotid, but it's not internal or external, right? It hasn't branched yet. So it branches up here, okay? And then your external is loops back that way and then up. So or actually it loops this way. So you can kind of look, you can use these to kind of look at those areas um, within the actual human body. Okay, so your internal is right here, your external is right here, and you can see it kind of goes up towards the face a little bit right there, and your internal kind of hides back, right? So this is your carotid sinus. So you can see it's like a bulge. There is reflex uh, neural tissue right there that gives you feedback, right? And it's baroreceptors. These are your veins, okay? So you've got your internal jugular vein right here. You've got your left brachiocephalic or subclavian or innominate, depending on what book you're reading. You've got your left subclavian, your superior vena cava, and then right brachiocephalic as well. So you can take these blue link slides and do the exact same thing. You can you can actually download them and then cover up the labels, and then like as you work through them, like move the labels out of the way. Okay. So that'll help you test like which veins are which. Okay. And again, the thing with veins and arteries and stuff, use your context clues, right? So if you were to see a picture like this and I put a pin right here, you can tell it's a vein because it's collapsed, right? But like, where is it? Like, this is the heart. What is the only vein like right next to it, right? And you can use that, right? So use these in combination with Top Hat or Complete Anatomy or something, and just like use your context clues and then verify like, oh, it's right there. Okay, gotcha. So it is like right next to it there. So it's like being gave. Okay. Um, let's see more pictures. This is the aorta, right? This is the ascending aorta and the arch of the aorta. So it doesn't really arch like off to the side like you kind of always think about. It arches backwards. So your heart is, the arch is going towards the back of your chest cavity, your chest wall, okay? And you can see that here. You can see that your aorta sits like posterior to all of that, right? Let me pull anterior layer off. Yeah, so you can see it sits like posterior to all that. Let's go the layer so you can see. Let's see. So yeah, you can see how it sits like right up against your vertebra, and your vertebra is like the very back of it. Okay. So if you kind of look at it this way, you can see it that way. Right? You can see the aorta kind of chilling on the back side. All right. What else? So these are your carotid arteries, and again, like more of that upper vasculature, and then veins right here again. Let's see. This is more of that kind of root of the neck area. So you've got your aorta, your arch right here, and then your carotid, and your brachiocephalic right there. We're going to start getting more superficial. Yeah. Oh, here's a good view. So this is the anterior thoracic wall. So if your sternum, and this is a good picture of what your internal thoracic look like. So if your heart is like right here, and you're looking at this is like a posterior view, you can see that internal thoracic artery is like right up against your chest wall, right there. Okay, right there on that side too. And that feeds the anterior side of your ribs, thorax. Okay. There was something else I wanted to show y'all. Oh, radiology, yeah. This is a good representation of, so if this is a CT, okay, so I haven't taught you to read CTs. I'm not telling you to read CTs. I'm just gonna point some stuff out, okay? So this is a cross section, right? You're looking from your feet up, right? You're looking superior up into the body, okay? So this is your vertebra, right? You can see, and then this is like their back right there. This is your aorta. It's right, it's the very back, like the very last thing that you can see, okay? So you can see how tight it is right there. Picture. There's valves. Aorta, aorta. Yeah, so those are cool. Yeah, that's really all I got for cardiovascular stuff. Okay, like it's gonna be a lot of studying on your own. Um, I can, you know what? Let's go over collateral circulation real quick. I'm gonna give you an example. Uh, all right, I'm gonna have to manually find this. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we can get some blood vessels actually. Let's see what this got. That's a good view. So this is like arteries and veins. So we'll talk about this a little more. But these are the different layers between those. So that'd be cool. Sorry, I just wanted to see what that was. uh, let's start over. I always forget how to do this. Let's see. I'll just do this manually. Not gonna do that shape. We're gonna be up in the tiny. So this is, you can see that circle of Willis, right? You can kind of see right here. Probably it's later on. Oh man. Okay. I don't know. This is gonna work. Hang on. So anterior communicating. I don't know if this is helpful. Don't tell me this is just way too much. But anyway, the circle of Willis is right here, so you can see how it circles around. Oh, not that one. Not that one. This one. Posterior communicating cerebral artery, and then this is the basilar artery. Okay. Um, There we go. That's good. Yep, there we go.
The circle of Willis, or cerebral arterial circle, is a.
There we go. There's a non-white person name. Circle of Willis, cerebral arterial circle. I knew there was another name for it. All right, so yeah. What I'm gonna do for this is I'm just gonna leave you guys to your own devices. Just know there's a lot of arteries, there's a lot of veins. We gotta know all of them. So study them over the weekend after you take your test. Get started, make flashcards, trace, do everything that you guys can do, and then because I don't want to overload you, I'm not going to go into the histology quite yet. We'll talk about that next week. No. Just the ones in the PowerPoint. You have access to the PowerPoint that tells you exactly which ones you need to know. Okay. Oh, come on! Stop freaking out, people. Jeez. Who took the test? I was nice, right? Yeah. So do that, and then next week come with questions and let's dig into some stuff. Email them to me if you come across something you're like, hey, collateral circulation sucks, can you explain that a little bit more? We'll go into that. We're going to go into histology a little bit more in depth next week. That modeling thing that I showed you, we'll probably look at that a little bit closer, and then so that'll give you a better example. Everything on Blackboard, all of the models and stuff are all fair game. Okay, so look at those. I know that all the quizzes and tests, questions, and all that for the practical are going to be based off of those. Okay. Next week, I am hoping to get Top Hat up and running like it should by next week. So it might take the weekend, but if I assign stuff on Top Hat, I will tell you if it's going to be graded and have a due date. Okay. Yeah, that's all I got. You guys are welcome to hang out, ask questions. If you got nothing, then you're welcome to drop off. So, but I'll hang back for a minute if you guys have other stuff. Have a good weekend.